Hey Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great. It's the Tipsy Intuitive here to do your month ahead reading, where we're going to take a peek at the area that Spirit says you should be most focused on for the next few weeks and see if we can get a little bit of guidance for you. So the card that came out for you is Friends and Peers, which is super interesting because there were a few other signs that got that same card for their area of focus. But let's see if your message is a little bit different from theirs. We're going to pull some oracle cards to see what overall energy is surrounding this reading for you guys. What's surrounding my Aquarius for the month ahead? We have the Healer of the Ages. And let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding you. What other energies are surrounding my Aquarius collective? And what we have for you is be assertive. All right, so first and foremost, we have your focus on your friends and peers. So it feels as though there is a little bit of disconnect, a little bit of healing that needs to take place among your friends, those people around you who are not, sort of romantic interest. This feels like a purely platonic energy. But what it feels like is that there's a little bit of disconnect between you all. And it almost feels like there has been some discord, maybe a little bit of strife in terms of how you all are connecting, how you all are communicating with each other. And it feels as though you have not necessarily been the best advocate for yourself. I just heard the butt of their jokes. So it almost feels as though there's something that feels broken in these relationships, and that you have maybe been on the receiving end of some energy that maybe to one person has been sort of jokey, but to you it's like, damn, that shit hurts. That actually hurts. But it feels like you haven't necessarily spoken up about the way you feel things are going because you don't want to lose those friendships. And it's one of those things where it almost feels as though it's a byproduct of you growing as a person and viewing things a little bit differently. But because these people have been around you for so long, they might not necessarily have recognized those changes, and they might not be aware of how you're feeling about these interactions now at this particular point in your life. So I feel like this is not something that cannot be overcome. But as long as you don't sort of speak up on your own behalf, it's going to be something that continues to linger. And it's going to continue being something that bothers you. So, yeah, it feels frustrating. It feels very frustrating. But let's get into some cards, see if we can get some additional detail and clarity about what's going on for you guys. So for my Aquarius, the energy that you're coming into the next month, we have the Child. The Child is so hopeful. They're so innocent. They're so light. Like they want to experience that the best the world has to offer. They see the best in people. They don't sort of come in with preconceived notions about people being terrible or, anything like that. And we have that clarified by the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is that card of, typically when it's upright, it's about that foundation. It's about that happily ever after, that stability, that 1111 card, the gateway to something good. And we have that in reverse. So it feels like your foundation is very unsettled. And it doesn't seem like you're thinking the worst of your friends, like, they're horrible people or, they're out to get you or anything like that. But it just feels as though you all's energy is not aligned right now. And it's throwing you off. It has you feeling like things are sort of changing. We also have the Two of Wands. And I feel like at this point, you know that it's time for you to do something. It's time for you to act on what it is that you're feeling, because I think that you have realized that whatever's occurring is hurtful to you and it's not sustainable. So I think that you're approaching this from a very thoughtful and well-meaning place. Now in the challenge position, we have the snake. So this is a bit of a deceptive energy, right? This is someone who is a little bit slick, who's a little bit sneaky, who's a little bit underhanded. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So I think that, you know, the challenge that you're going to face is that there might be someone in your friend circle who, when confronted, sort of, what's a good way to put it? Aquarius, this is stressful as hell, okay? This is real stressful, what I'm feeling right now. I almost feel like this is someone who would be resentful of you sort of calling them to the carpet on their bad behavior. And it feels like there's going to be a little bit of a rift. Not because that's what you want. I feel like you're going into this trying to clear the air, trying to make things better between you all. Making sure that there's nothing that's left unsaid. Making sure that there's no underlying tension or anything like that. I feel like there's going to be somebody that if you talk to, they are going to see things a little bit differently from you. Now, the opportunity that we have in front of you for the upcoming month, we have the Clock Tower, and we also have the Three of Coins. So this is building, right? The Clock Tower is about that foundation. It's about that stability, that institution, something that is everlasting. And with the Three of Coins here, this is about partnership. This is about teamwork, working together. So I think that that opportunity still exists for you, but it's going to require some growth and understanding on the part of this person, who I think is going to be a little bit embarrassed about their behavior. That is not necessarily going to appreciate being called out, or in their mind challenged, right? By you saying, hey, I'm not particularly happy about the things that you've been saying, or how you've been acting. So the advice that Spirit has for you, we have the Bear, we have the Three of Cups in reverse, and we also have the Knight of Cups. So the Bear is all about sort of confidence, stability, stubbornness, perseverance, right? And we see that reflected here also in the Being Assertive card. This is you tapping into your strength. This is you being the bear. And so Spirit is saying that you need to stand by your feelings. You need to stand by the words that you're saying to this person. And again, I don't feel like this is a nasty, negative, confrontational energy, but you really going to a friend and saying, this is not okay. This is not okay. But what I do feel also that Spirit is saying is prepare for a little bit of blowback from this person, right? Because they're in defense mode, right? They're trying to get out of this situation that they have, I think, unwittingly created between the two of you. So recognize that there might be a little bit of a rift for a moment, right? But if you care about this person, if you want them still in your life, make sure to continue to approach them lovingly. Regardless of their defensiveness, that doesn't mean that you have to also get defensive with them, right? understand that they are coming from a place of embarrassment, that they have sort of hurt their friend, that you were hurt in all of this, that you're feeling some type of way. It's not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on them and their behavior. Now, what we have for the potential outcome, we have the sickle, clarified by the sun in reverse and the 2 of coins in reverse as well. So not going to lie to you, Aquarius, I think that for the immediate future, there's going to be a little bit of a disconnection between you and this other person. But I do actually feel like it's temporary. I think that once you sort of articulate how you're feeling and that you're not comfortable with things the way they are, the way that they're behaving, I think that their immediate reaction is going to be, well, I didn't do anything to you. You know, you can go straight to hell and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I think that you're going to be a big enough person to acknowledge that that's not how they truly feel, that they're doing that more out of shame than anything else. I do feel like after they've had some time to sort of step away and process and think about things, that they will realize that, yeah, they didn't do right by you. And we have the 8 of coins. I think that they're going to come back to work on this relationship. I think that the energy that you're giving off, this very loving energy, but being assertive at the same time and making sure that your boundaries are not trampled all over, I think is going to compel this person to come back and say, you know what, I'm sorry. Let's work on this. I'll do better. We can do better together. And so I think that there is going to be very much a healing energy that's around this relationship where it comes back stronger. So for the last messages that we have from Spirit, we have become a clear channel and reassess. And I think that that's what you're doing, right? In terms of evaluating your feelings and figuring out the best way to approach this person, because I think that you deeply, deeply care about them. I think that this is not something that's not able to be overcome, but you have to be very clear on how you're feeling and be able to articulate that to them without, pointing fingers or being nasty. And Aquarius, I don't think that you're going to take that approach at all. So I think that you're going to be very balanced in how you deal with this, but I also think you're going to make it clear that your feelings matter too. And that if this is your friend, then they should be considerate of them, just like you've been considerate of theirs. So it's not over. It is not over. I think that this friendship can come back stronger. Just give it a little bit of time. So I'm going to leave it there for you, Aquarius. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.